What it is, man? This thing with Southside Sinatra.
What's poppin', man? LOE, loyalty over everything. You know how we doing it. What's up, though?
Okay, man. Where you from?
I'm from South Jamaica, Queens, New York City. You know what I mean? I was born in the Bronx, New York, in Webster Projects. You know, I'm just a New York nigga. I travel a lot of places, but I'm here now. What's up?
How it is growing up in New York?
It's like growing up anywhere. You know, you got real niggas everywhere. You got fake niggas everywhere. You got killings and murderers everywhere. So, it's just that it's more saturated in New York than it is everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing special like everybody think they missing something. It is what it is, nigga.
Any places you'll recommend somebody to visit in New York if they was in New York?
If you're in New York, the golden spots really be in the hood. Like, if you want to go somewhere to eat, go to the hood. Like, we got a place in Brooklyn, Footprints. We got a place in South Jamaica, Queens, The Door. These are Jamaican spots. We got a Puerto Rican, Dominican spot in Queens. Like, you know what I mean? And then we got, like, monuments. Like, the crazy thing about when you from somewhere, you take a lot of shit for granted. Like, somebody might come to New York and be like, I want to see a Statue of Liberty. I want to see where the World Trade Center was at. But because we lived there, you be like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. It's like when I came down south, I wanted to see certain shit. And they were like, nigga, you lame as fuck. You know what I'm saying? For real, though. Because we take it for granted because we've been here all our life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just like I'm from Selma, and the Selma up here in Bridge, we'll pay by that boy all year and don't even. But
yeah, so you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. So how do you transition from New York to coming to the South?
Transitioning from New York to the South is just like real tense coming from New York. My position and my character is, I'm a real aggressive person. I'm not a laid back person. I was always taught, if you want something, go get it. Shoot your shot before shoot your shot was a thing. You know what I'm saying? So, coming from New York, it's just like I'm always on go. And when I came down south, everybody like, yo, what you in a rush for? What you in a rush for? You got forever to do such and such. Nigga, you got forever to die. Nigga, slow down. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? So you can enjoy certain shit in the South. Like, when you in the South, this is what I always tell everybody that's from the South, because I'm in the South. It's like, niggas in the South is more self-sufficient. Like, these niggas go hunt, they fish, shit that we don't really do in New York. And some people might do it in New York, but it's not as
ain't a common thing.
Common as it would be in New York. So it's like, hey, if something ever went down and it was another world war and we had to live off the land, guess what? You gonna come down south, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to raise my sons and my boys out here so they can learn. Like, yo, this is what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
How long you been down south? How long you been coming here?
I've been coming down south since I was about 14 years old, man. 14, 12 years old. Coming down here every summer. You know what I'm saying? I've been coming to Selma, Montgomery, Prattville, Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now coming to Tuscaloosa in these last couple of years. I never really been here like that, but now that I'm here, I fuck with it. I dig the vibe. You know what I'm saying? But when I first started coming down south, my guardians and shit, they use it as like a punishment. Like, yo, you get in too much trouble in New York, we're gonna send you down south, which was like common. If you from New York and you got any family in the South, they used to try to send you down here as a punishment, not knowing, hey, the girls out here, they thick as fuck. You got some real niggas out here. You got everything you need out here. So when you come back to the hood, you come back with a few stories to tell. You feel me? You know what I mean?
What got you into making music?
I'm autistic. Not autistic like as in
As in slow or disability.
Yeah. But artistic is like, I always was in art, like drawing, like art in every aspect. Like music, fashion, drawing, things like that. Like I used to draw portraits for my moms and them, you know what I'm saying? My mom, she passed away when I was like 11 years old. So what kind of got me into music is like she was always into music. My mom, she used to be able to dance. She used to do everything, you know what I'm saying? Like I never seen no woman like my mother ever. Since my mom's died, I never seen nobody else like her. And she used to love music. She used to love art. And that kind of like got me into it. It got me jump started because it was a lot of things that was like unanswered for me, and music became my therapy. So I became able to talk about my life through music and share my story with the world because I've been through some real shit.
So how long you say you been doing it?
I say I've been doing about 12, 13 years. Strong, but taking it serious, like the people that believe in me and me just believing in a dream, I say within the last 5, 6 years. You know what I mean? Before then, I was just a knucklehead. I was a goon. I was with the shits. I'm still with the shits, but I'm just, I went from the back seat to the front seat. You feel me?
All right. So, what you would say the difference between New York music and down south music? Or should I say up north and down south music?
You know what? That's a crazy question because I always tell everybody that I have this conversation with plenty of people. And I tell people like, you know, it's not fair to even compare because when you talk about New York, we talk about one state, right?
Yeah.
But when we talk about down south, we talk about Atlanta, we talk about Alabama, we talk about Florida, we talk about Louisiana. It's a bunch of states. The down south region is so big that you can't compare that to one state. That's like you got a nigga like Lil Boosie. To me, personally, Lil Boosie's the king of the South. No, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, opinion-wise.
You don't have to agree.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion because I done seen some niggas in the South, they getting their money and you never even have to make it in New York. These niggas is just rich off of the South. There's 90 counties in Florida. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think it's easy to blow up in New York. I think it's easy to get rich faster in New York.
No, it's not.
It's a bigger
because
population.
If that was the case, you got niggas like I'm not gonna say no names because you know niggas getting their feelings, but you got certain niggas that are big and listen. I was born and raised in New York. You got certain niggas that's huge in New York that you never gonna hear outside of New Jersey.
Right. But
they not rich. They just trying to keep up appearances. It's not the same. But you got niggas, when that nigga in the South, he booming and he show you something, that's his.
Yeah, that is his.
It's not like that in New York. And I think that's just a lot of people from the South perception of New York niggas. Why you think that certain niggas had to come to the South to pop? Like you had a French Montana. Remember, he had to come out here to pop. Nicki Minaj, she came out here to pop. You understand what I'm saying?
So,
and it's a big difference because even like I was saying earlier, niggas in the South is more self-sufficient. Niggas out here is still buying music. The way we making music, you could go sell a CD still because everybody don't got the newest car. Everybody, niggas in the South still on old schools.
So do you think people like that wave around the South or you think they just doing whatever it takes for them to get on?
As far as like what?
Like the newer New York artists, they don't sound like what people think New York's supposed to sound like. Or you think the old sound is not in no more?
I don't think it's an old sound, but I don't think it's a new sound. I think it's what you're influenced by. If I grew up all my life, no matter where I'm from, listening to Pimp C, nigga, when I come out, that's what the fuck I'ma sound like, nigga. It ain't about, yo, I hate for somebody to listen to somebody and be like, I ain't fuck with that nigga because he sound like he from New York. Or I'm not fuck with that nigga because he sound like he from the South. It's about good music, period. It don't matter where he sound like he from. If the record is good, then the record is good. And it's undeniable. And when you hear it, you know that it's an undeniable record. You know what I mean? So it's not really about the region. And I think people just get tied up over territory.
Okay. You spend a lot of your time down south. You think the South had any impact on your music or how you deliver your music?
The South had a big impact on my music, man, because coming from New York, I'm a real rapper, and I'm a ball for ball rapper. Like, as far as balls and punchlines, nigga can't fuck with me. But when it came to reevaluating and reinventing myself and making music, I had to learn that from spending time in the South, because you gotta add certain dynamics into your music when you're trying to bring something together as far as a project. Like, a nigga don't want to hear 1,000 bars for 17 songs on the album. No, you want to hear some shit you can relate to. Like, that shit might sound cool, but if you can't put on the record when you going through something and you like, yo, this is my shit, then that shit don't mean, them punchlines don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Who you been influenced by in the rap game?
Right now, or just period?
Just period.
I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I say this every interview. My favorite individual, my favorite person in the world that ever walked this earth is Tupac Shakur. And you know what I'm saying? I'm a big Tupac fan, a huge Tupac fan. So I would say Tupac. My favorite rappers, Tupac, DMX, and Styles P. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What any artists you would like to work with or have worked with?
I like to work with anybody that, you know, want to work with me. Like, I got love for everybody that put hard work into the craft and they understand the work that I'm putting into my craft. So I'm not turning nothing down. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of childhood you have?
Really, I had a rough childhood, to tell you the truth. My childhood was real rough, you know what I'm saying? My mom was on drugs. My grandmother was on drugs. I come from the projects, you know what I'm saying, in the Bronx, Webster Projects, New York. I live in 1368, 18H. And that's why I named my first album, 1368. Because that's where I come from, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, being in that kind of environment, was there anyone you looked up to or was influenced by in the neighborhood or in the environment?
Well, to tell you the truth, you know, my mom, she passed away when I was 11 years old. But like a year before she passed away, I had went to foster care. And I had got shipped off to like South Jamaica, Queens, New York. And when I went out there, them niggas had it lit. Like, it was a whole different vibe. And I was heavily influenced by the Lost Boys music. Mr. Cheeks, Freaky Ty, Pretty Lou, Spick Nice, all them niggas, like, niggas had the neighborhood going crazy. So I would have to say the Lost Boys early on influenced me very heavily. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, is there any rules or regulations you go by or live by or something you just show enough stand by?
Loyalty. Loyalty of everything, you know what I'm saying? We ain't about, I mean, we all got to get to a bag. We all trying to get to some money. But nobody should be able to put a price on your loyalty. You shouldn't cross your dog for a dollar amount. It ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is.
Okay, any up and coming projects or anything you working on?
Yeah, I got an album coming out, top of the year, first quarter. The album pretty much just about done. I just want to drop it first quarter, late January, early February. 1368, the album, like I said, that's where I was born and raised at, in the Bronx, New York. 1368, we're going to take it back to the origin. So if you don't know certain things about me, you want to get to know me, go get the album. 1368, baby.
Okay, any places or any social media people can reach out or find you or link up with you from?
Yeah, go to my Instagram. My Instagram, Sinatra134. You know what I'm saying? Just holler at me there. My email is on there. LOE134.ent@gmail.com. you try and get at me, I'm really not hard to find. So, you know, I'm around. I'm everywhere.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming through fucking with me, bro.
You already know, bro.